Assassin's Creed has been my favourite game franchise for many years. My initial relationship with Assassin's Creed was when Brotherhood was just about to come out and I hadn't played the first two at all or even heard of them. So I bought the first game and instantly fell in love with it. I think the thing about history is the most important part of the game, and how the games tell different interpretations of real history. I love this franchise and still do, but as of late Assassin's Creed has lost its identity. The reason that I say this now is because the recent games have incorporated a lot of elements that are not necessarily a part of the original franchise's mechanics, such as bringing an RPG element to the game. This, however, is not really a bad thing, because if they hadn't, I think the franchise wouldn't be able to innovate as much as it will in the next few years. However, the things they have taken out, such as social stealth, tailored missions, and most importantly, Eagle Vision, make the game feel less and less like an Assassin's Creed game and more of just an open world Egypt or Greece game, and are nothing like the prior games except for outfits. This is where Assassin's Creed Odyssey really has taken the franchise down a hole, and I'm not sure they can come back from, with adding features such as dialogue options and superpowers with the addition of the skill tree. This just seems that they are trying to make the player feel like they are in a simulation and aren't replaying real events in history, because again, you have the choice to change it. It just doesn't make sense to me how they can keep an interesting and structured narrative when everyone's interpretations and experiences of the game are completely different. This also becomes apparent with the inclusion of selecting a gender to players in the game. I know they must appeal to both male and female audiences, but at the same time I really think that there should only be one character per game, seeing as when there are two, especially in Odyssey, it makes the storyline very messy. I really hope that they just stick to one character every game, because it didn't work out in Syndicate and it definitely didn't work out in Odyssey. Now let's talk about the characters. I personally played as Alexios and my initial reaction to the character was hesitant and took some getting used to. It seems using dialogue options, the team at Ubisoft have created a hollow character where it doesn't really feel like they have any personality because of all the forced comedy and witty lines within the dialogue options. From the start of the game, the character doesn't feel strong and independent in contrast to Bayek from the previous game. #this is my Bayek. What they have essentially done is put a gender-neutral personality into both male and female bodies, because whether you play as Alexios or whether you play as Cassandra, they both, give or take, have the same dialogue quotes throughout the whole entire game. This just makes the character feel like they don't really have a distinct personality like in the rest of the series' installments. The character just feels like they are a character you play as and nothing more. This is probably the worst thing they could have done for the franchise, seeing as people that played the original games are already tossing away the series year after year for better story titles such as Red Dead Redemption 2 and Destiny 2. If these character developments carry on to the next game, and I'm sure most of the community will be very worried when the next game comes out. Fingers crossed that they do the right thing. It's the Black Flag and Origins team, so I believe that we are in capable hands. Now don't get me wrong, Odyssey is a great game, with the naval combat coming back and being a bigger influence on the game's exploration and the inclusion of creatures such as the Minotaur and the Cyclops. These features really made the game a lot more enjoyable than it would have been otherwise. Also, the lively open world is incredibly beautiful to play through and has some amazing historic locations, but it just isn't an Assassin's Creed game. The moment they went wrong was when they disconnected the modern day story from the in-game storyline. That was as a bigger part of the game as when you're in the Animus, and by the looks of it they are trying to fix that with Layla. I am interested in the story now, and it seems they are trying to take it in a different direction, which is a good thing considering that the last 3 games before Origins had little to no modern day story whatsoever. I really think if they can get this next game to round off the ancient saga in this section of the games, they could pull off something incredible. But at the same time, they could completely fuck it up. We'll have to see when 2020 comes around to find out. But for now, the first DLC trailer has dropped and there looks like there could be some salvation of the Assassin's Creed part of Odyssey, with the legacy of the first blade, which I assume alludes to the origin of the hidden blade, which is a step in the right direction in my eyes, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like the video or enjoy it in any way, slap a like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.